She was scrolling Facebook on a quiet evening when the video appeared. It was Elon Musk, his face, his voice, his mannerisms, sitting in what appeared to be a studio, speaking directly to the camera with the calm authority of one of the most recognizable men on the planet. He was talking about a cryptocurrency investment platform. He said it was generating extraordinary returns. He said ordinary people were already making life-changing money. He said all it took was a small starting investment to get in. Denise watched the video. She watched it again. She had been careful with money her entire life. She had worked hard. She had saved. She had planned. She was 51 years old, and everything she had built over decades was sitting in her accounts, ready for the future she had earned. She transferred $250 to the platform Elon Musk had recommended. 2 days later, the platform showed a profit of $30. It worked. Over the next several months, Denise transferred everything she had: her life savings, her retirement funds, a second mortgage on her home, money borrowed from family and friends, credit card advances. $1.7 million. Gone. And the man in that video, the man whose face and voice she had trusted completely, was never Elon Musk. Not a single frame of that video was real. This is the story of Denise and the deepfake celebrity crypto scam that is destroying lives around the world right now. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how the video was made, how the operation behind it works, where the money goes, and what you need to know to make sure this never happens to you or anyone you love. Before we go into the mechanics of what happened, you need to understand who Denise is, because the most dangerous lie about victims of these scams is that they are careless, uninformed, too trusting to know better. Denise is none of those things. She is a 51-year-old resident of Markham, Ontario, a suburb of Toronto. She is not elderly. She is not inexperienced with money. She is a middle-aged professional who had spent decades making careful financial decisions and building a life she was proud of. She had $1.7 million in savings. That is not the result of recklessness. That is the result of decades of disciplined, responsible financial management. She was active on Facebook, as hundreds of millions of ordinary people are. She consumed content on the platform the way everyone does, scrolling, watching, reading. She was not looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. She was not desperate. She was not in financial trouble. She was simply a person who saw a video of one of the world's most famous and credible technology figures recommending an investment, and she made a decision based on what she saw and heard. That decision cost her everything. And that is the point. This is not a story about vulnerability. It is a story about how sophisticated these operations have become. Because if a 51-year-old professional with $1.7 million in savings can be deceived this completely, so can anyone. Denise is not alone in this story. At around the same time, on the other side of Canada, a man named Donald Hanrahan was sitting at his computer in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. He came across a video that appeared to feature the cast of Dragon's Den, the popular Canadian investment television show, endorsing a cryptocurrency trading platform. The Dragon's Den brand carries enormous credibility in Canada. These are serious investors, serious business people, the kind of people who scrutinize every opportunity before putting money in. If they were endorsing this platform, it must be worth looking at. Donald started small. He invested a modest amount and watched the platform show returns. He invested more. The returns kept growing. He invested more and more and more. At his peak, he was transferring $10,000 a day into the platform. In total, he sent $600,000. Like Denise, when he tried to withdraw his money, the platform froze. His funds were inaccessible. The support team told him he needed to pay additional fees to release the funds. He had nothing left to pay. The Dragon's Den video that started everything was completely fabricated. No cast member had ever endorsed any cryptocurrency platform. The entire video, their faces, their voices, their words, had been generated using artificial intelligence. "I was heartbroken," Donald said later. "Just completely heartbroken." Together, Denise and Donald lost $2.3 million. 2 ordinary Canadians, 2 deepfake videos, 2 destroyed financial lives. and they represent a tiny fraction of what is happening globally every single day. Now let us get into the technology, because understanding exactly how these videos are created is what takes away their power. The process behind a deepfake celebrity endorsement video is more accessible and more affordable than most people realize. Here's how it works step by step. Step 1. Source material collection. The scammer begins by gathering publicly available video and audio footage of the target celebrity. For someone like Elon Musk, who appears in thousands of hours of interviews, press conferences, podcasts, earnings calls, and public appearances, there is an almost unlimited library of source material to work with. Every public video of Musk speaking is raw material for the operation. Step 2. Audio cloning. Using voice cloning software, some of which is available online for as little as $30 a month, the scammer feeds the existing audio into the system. With as little as 3 seconds of audio, these tools can generate an 85% match to the original speaker. With more material, the match approaches indistinguishable. The software can then generate entirely new speech in the target's voice, saying anything the scammer wants. Step 3. Lip sync technology. The scammer takes an existing legitimate video of the celebrity and uses lip sync software to modify the mouth movements frame by frame to match the newly generated fake audio. The technology analyzes thousands of data points across the face to ensure the movement of the jaw, lips, and surrounding muscles matches the fabricated words naturally. The result is a video where the celebrity appears to be saying something they never said, and the visual synchronization is close enough to pass casual inspection. Step 4. Context dressing. The scammer adds production elements that increase credibility. News ticker graphics at the bottom of the screen, network logos in the corner, professional lighting effects, captions that reinforce the investment message. These elements make the video look like a legitimate media broadcast rather than a piece of content produced by criminals. And step 5. Distribution at scale. The finished video is uploaded to Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms, often through paid advertising that allows the scammer to target specific demographics: older adults, high-income individuals, people who have recently searched for investment content. The targeting is precise and deliberate. In some cases, the video is embedded in fake news articles on convincing but fraudulent websites. In others, it appears as a paid ad running alongside legitimate content. The cost to produce this video from scratch, including the software subscriptions, the hosting, and the advertising, can be as low as a few $100s. The return on that investment, as Denise's story shows, can be millions.
In Denise's case, the deepfake Elon Musk video directed her to a specific platform. Investigators have identified the operation behind videos like this as part of what is known as the quantum AI scam network, one of the most widespread and sophisticated deepfake investment fraud operations currently operating. Here is how the platform itself was built to deceive. When Denise arrived at the website, everything about it communicated legitimacy: professional design, official-looking logos, live price charts, testimonials from supposed users showing extraordinary returns, a customer service chat function, a detailed FAQ explaining how the investment algorithm worked. She registered an account. She deposited $250. 2 days later, the platform showed a profit of $30. This initial profit is not an accident. It is the most important moment in the entire operation. The scammer controls every number on that platform. The profit Denise saw was fabricated, a number entered into a database by the people running the system. But the experience of seeing your investment grow is real. The emotional response, the relief, the excitement, the hope is genuine. And that genuine emotional response is the anchor that makes everything that follows harder to question. She deposited more. The platform showed more growth. She deposited significantly more. The platform showed extraordinary growth. She received falsified documentation showing her portfolio performance, professional-looking statements, transaction histories, screenshots of her account value climbing steadily toward figures she had never imagined her savings could reach. At various points, she appeared to have a portfolio worth millions. None of it existed. Every number, every chart, every statement was fabricated by the operation running the platform. When she finally attempted to withdraw, the platform told her her account was flagged for verification. She needed to pay taxes on her earnings before the funds could be released. Then there were compliance fees. Then there were international transfer fees. Each fee was designed to extract whatever remaining funds she could access. By the time she understood what was happening, $1.7 million had been sent to accounts she could not trace. Denise and Donald are two faces on a global epidemic. The cryptocurrency sector has become the primary target for deepfake fraud, accounting for the overwhelming majority of all detected deepfake fraud cases globally. And the numbers are growing at a rate that should alarm everyone. Between January and September of 2025 alone, AI-driven deepfakes caused over $3 billion in losses in the United States, not globally, in the United States, in 9 months. Deepfake-related incidents in the cryptocurrency sector rose over 650% from 2023 to 2024, and that trend has continued accelerating into 2026. Nearly half of all deepfake incidents in the United States in 2025 used celebrity likenesses to create false credibility for scam platforms. Elon Musk alone was targeted 20 times, accounting for nearly a quarter of all celebrity-related deepfake incidents. He is the most impersonated individual in deepfake fraud history, but he is far from the only one. Other celebrities and public figures whose likenesses have been used in deepfake investment scams include Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, and numerous television personalities and local influencers. In Canada, Prime Minister Mark Carney, Michael Bublé, Rick Mercer, Sidney Crosby, and hockey legend Wayne Gretzky have all had their faces used in fraudulent investment videos without their knowledge or consent. The Dragon's Den Canada website now carries a permanent warning that it has been the target of multiple fake advertisements on Facebook, falsely suggesting endorsement by the show's cast. And the technology is getting cheaper and faster every single year. A deepfake video that required thousands of dollars and specialized expertise to produce in 2022 can now be created by someone with no technical background using a $30 monthly software subscription in less than an afternoon. The barrier to entry for running one of these operations has essentially collapsed. Here is the question that haunts every victim. How did I not see it? How could something so obvious in hindsight be so invisible in the moment? The answer requires understanding something fundamental about how human trust works and how these operations are specifically designed to exploit it. The first mechanism is authority bias. Human beings are hardwired to assign credibility to recognizable authority figures. This is not naivety, it is a cognitive shortcut but has served us well for thousands of years. When a trusted figure says something, the mental energy required to question it is significantly higher than when a stranger does. Scammers understand this and exploit it deliberately. By placing Elon Musk's face and voice on their message, they are not just adding credibility, they are actually lowering the victim's psychological defenses in a way that is neurologically real. The second mechanism is social proof. The fake comment sections beneath deepfake videos are not an afterthought. They are a critical component of the psychological architecture of the scam. When Denise watched the video and then saw hundreds of comments from people claiming they had already invested and already made money, she was experiencing social proof. The implicit message is, other people just like you have already decided this is real. You would be the odd one out to question it. This mechanism is extraordinarily powerful because it removes the isolation of making a financial decision alone. The third mechanism is the small first win. Denise's initial $250 deposit showed a profit of $30 2 days later. This is not an accident. It is the most carefully engineered moment in the entire operation. The experience of winning, even a small amount, releases dopamine. It creates an emotional association between this platform and reward. It transforms a skeptical potential victim into a believer, and believers send much more money than skeptics. The fourth mechanism is escalating commitment. Once someone has invested $250 and seen it grow, the psychological cost of accepting that it might be a scam increases. Once they have invested $1,000, the cost is still higher. By the time someone has sent hundreds of thousands of dollars, accepting the reality of what has happened requires dismantling months of hope, trust, and emotional investment simultaneously. The sunk cost is not just financial, it is psychological. And that psychological sunk cost is the wall that stands between the victim and the truth. The fifth mechanism is urgency and scarcity. The deepfake videos and the fake platforms consistently communicate time pressure. This opportunity is closing. Spots are limited. The algorithm only works for a small number of users. Act now or miss the window. These urgency triggers are designed to prevent the one thing that could break the operation: pausing to verify, to consult someone, to think. Understanding these 5 mechanisms is important not just for protecting yourself, but for understanding why blaming victims of these scams is both factually wrong and deeply unfair. These are not people who ignored obvious red flags. These are people who were subjected to a precisely engineered psychological operation designed by professionals who do this full time. Anyone is susceptible. The question is only whether you were targeted.
When Denise pressed confirm on her final transfer, where did that money actually go? The answer reveals a financial infrastructure of remarkable sophistication and explains why recovery is so devastatingly rare. The funds do not go directly to the scammer. That would be trivially traceable. Instead, the moment a victim makes a deposit, the money enters a layered system designed specifically to separate the funds from their origin as quickly and irreversibly as possible. First stop, a receiving account, often held by a money mule. This is frequently an unwitting participant, someone recruited online with a promise of easy income for processing payments, who has no idea the transactions they are facilitating are criminal. They receive the funds, take a small percentage as their cut, and immediately forward the rest. By the time law enforcement identifies the receiving account, the actual perpetrators are already 2 or 3 steps removed. Second stop, cryptocurrency conversion. The cash is converted into Bitcoin, USDT, or another digital currency through an exchange, often one with minimal verification requirements. This conversion severs the most direct link between the original bank account and the destination of the funds. Third stop, wallet layering. The cryptocurrency is then passed through a rapid series of wallet addresses, sometimes dozens in a single day, a process called layering. Each hop makes the funds harder to trace. Blockchain analysis can follow the trail, but the speed and volume of transactions is designed to overwhelm investigators before they can act. Final stop, the criminal network. The funds ultimately reach accounts controlled by the organization running the operation, usually situated in a jurisdiction with limited cooperation with international law enforcement. From there, some is withdrawn as cash, some funds further operations, some is used to purchase assets in other names. The entire process from your bank account to untraceable can take less than 24 hours. The scammers behind Denise's case accumulated at least $5 million from victims through deepfake Elon Musk videos over a period of months, moving all of it through the MEXC cryptocurrency exchange and spreading it across dozens of wallet addresses. Recovery rates for these losses are under 10%. By the time a victim reports the fraud and investigators begin tracing the funds, they have almost always moved beyond the reach of any realistic recovery effort. Here is the practical knowledge that could save you or someone you love. Deepfake technology is improving rapidly, but it still has tells. Here is exactly what to look for. 1. Lip and mouth synchronization. The most common failure point in deepfake video is the synchronization between mouth movement and spoken words. Watch the lips carefully. If there is even a slight delay, if the mouth seems to be moving fractionally ahead or behind the audio, that is a significant indicator that the video has been artificially generated. 2. Facial edge blur. Where the face meets the background is where deepfake technology most frequently breaks down. Look at the outline of the face, particularly around the hairline, ears, and jaw. If the edges look slightly soft, blurred, or inconsistent with the sharpness of the rest of the image, the face may have been digitally composited onto the video. 3. Unnatural eye movement and blinking. Human eyes blink at irregular intervals and move in ways that reflect genuine thought and attention. Deepfake models historically struggle to replicate the natural randomness of eye movement. Watch for eyes that blink too regularly, too rarely, or that seem to track the camera in a way that feels mechanical. 4. Skin texture inconsistency. Genuine video captures the natural texture of skin, pores, wrinkles, the slight unevenness that makes a real face real. Deepfake faces often appear slightly too smooth, almost as though a softening filter has been applied. The skin looks correct from a distance, but loses detail under scrutiny. 5. Lighting mismatch. A deepfake face's lighting does not always match the lighting in the environment around it. If the face appears to be lit from a different direction than the rest of the scene, or if the shadows on the face do not correspond to the shadows elsewhere in the video, the face was likely added to the video rather than filmed in that environment. 6. Audio quality inconsistency. Cloned voices are good, but not perfect. Listen for subtle inconsistencies in tone, moments where the voice seems slightly flat, where the emotional inflection does not quite match what is being said, or where background noise levels change in a way that does not correspond to what is visible on screen. 7. The content itself. This is the most reliable indicator of all. Elon Musk has never promoted a cryptocurrency investment platform on Facebook. No legitimate billionaire investor uses social media video ads to offer ordinary people access to exclusive trading algorithms. No genuine investment opportunity carries a guarantee of returns. If the content of a video seems too extraordinary to be real, it almost certainly is not real. Knowing how to spot a deepfake is valuable, but the single most powerful protection against these scams is a verification habit that takes less than 5 minutes and costs nothing. Here is exactly what to do before responding to any investment opportunity you encounter online. First, search the celebrity's name plus the word scam, or deepfake, or cryptocurrency warning. If thousands of people have been defrauded by fake videos of this person, the results will tell you within seconds. For Elon Musk, the first page of results is full of warnings about deepfake cryptocurrency fraud. Second, check the celebrity's official verified accounts. Every major public figure has verified social media accounts. If Elon Musk were genuinely promoting a cryptocurrency platform, that announcement would be on his verified Twitter profile with millions of comments and shares. If the video you're seeing exists only in a Facebook ad or an obscure website and not on any official channel, it is not real. Third, search the platform name plus the word review or scam. Any legitimate investment platform has an independent presence on review sites, regulatory registries, and financial journalism. If searching for the platform name returns only its own website and a handful of obviously fake testimonials, do not invest. Fourth, check regulatory registration. Legitimate investment platforms operating in your country are registered with financial regulators. In Canada, that's the Canadian Securities Administrators. In the United States, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission. In the United Kingdom, that's the Financial Conduct Authority. You can search any of these registries for free. If the platform is not registered, it is not legitimate. Fifth, tell someone before you act. This is the most important step of all, and the one most consistently skipped.
Before transferring any money to any investment platform you discovered through social media, tell a friend, a family member, a financial advisor, or anyone whose judgment you trust. Say the words out loud. Describe what you saw, what you're planning to do, and how much you're considering sending. That conversation with a person who is not emotionally invested in the opportunity is the most reliable fraud prevention tool that exists. It would be unfair to tell Denise's story without also telling you what the platforms, governments, and technology industry are and are not doing to address this crisis. Facebook, YouTube, and other major platforms have content moderation systems designed to detect and remove deepfake fraud videos, and they do remove millions of pieces of fraudulent content every year. But the volume is overwhelming. For every video taken down, the operation behind it uploads dozens more from new accounts. The scammers are faster than the moderators, and the advertising systems that allow these videos to be precisely targeted at vulnerable demographics are the same systems that generate revenue for the platforms, creating a financial incentive structure that is difficult to fully resolve. Law enforcement is pursuing these operations. International agencies have made arrests connected to deepfake cryptocurrency fraud in multiple jurisdictions, but the operations are distributed across borders, use jurisdictions with limited cooperation with international law enforcement. From there, some is withdrawn as cash, some funds further operations, some is used to purchase assets in other names. The entire process from your bank account to untraceable can take less than 24 hours. The scammers behind Denise's case accumulated at least $5 million from victims through deepfake Elon Musk videos over a period of months, moving all of it through the MEXC cryptocurrency exchange and spreading it across dozens of wallet addresses. Recovery rates for these losses are under 10%. By the time a victim reports the fraud and investigators begin tracing the funds, they have almost always moved beyond the reach of any realistic recovery effort.
Denise went public with her story because she wanted people to know what happened to her. Not for sympathy, not to be defined by it, but because she understood that her experience, shared openly, was the most powerful fraud prevention tool she could offer the world. She watched a video on Facebook. She transferred $250. She saw a profit. She trusted what she saw. She invested everything she had. $1.7 million. A second mortgage, money borrowed from family, credit card advances, everything. And then it was gone. She is 51 years old. The financial future she spent decades building has to be rebuilt from almost nothing. The scammer, when she finally confronted him, told her to sell her home. Think about that. The person who spent months building her trust, who showed her fabricated profits, who encouraged her to take out a mortgage on her own home, responded to her devastation with the instruction to sell it. This is not a victimless crime. This is not a sophisticated investment dispute. This is predatory theft conducted at industrial scale against ordinary people who deserve better, from the platforms that distributed the fake videos, from the regulatory systems that should have protected them, and from the society that too often responds to these stories with the question of why they did not know better. They knew better. They were deceived by technology that was specifically designed to defeat their judgment. Denise knew better. So did Donald. So did Steve Beauchamp, the 82-year-old retiree who drained his retirement fund after seeing a deepfake Elon Musk video and said later if somebody had asked him to pick Musk out of a lineup from that video, he could have done it because the video was that convincing. This is the world we are in now, and awareness is our best and most immediate tool. Deepfake celebrity scams are not slowing down. The technology is improving, the operations are scaling, the targeting is getting more precise. But every person who understands how these videos are made, who knows the 5 psychological mechanisms that make them work, who has built the habit of verification before investing, who shares this knowledge with the people they care about, is a person who cannot be walked through this operation without recognizing what is happening. Awareness travels faster than any scam.
If this video helped you understand something you did not know before, share it. Send it to a parent, send it to a friend. Post it somewhere that reaches people who spend time on Facebook or YouTube, because the next deepfake Elon Musk video is already live somewhere on the internet right now, targeting someone who has never heard the word deepfake and has no idea what is coming. Your share could be the thing that stops it. Subscribe to Fraud Intelligence for weekly breakdowns of exactly how fraud operations work and exactly how to stop them. Leave a comment below. Had you seen a deepfake celebrity investment video before watching this? Have you or someone you know been targeted? Your experience shared here is part of the solution. Stay safe, stay skeptical. We will see you in the next one.